Welcome back to HealthWise. With us is Dr. Mia Ben. And Doc, we were talking about some summer things that happen to infants, peds, really. And one of the things was called Coxsackie virus.
Yeah, Coxsackie virus. We see it a lot in the winter, but we see it a different way. In the wintertime, it can cause pharyngitis, which is a medical term for sore throat.
Okay.
And we also can see it causing, colds. I've also seen it to cause mouth infections in the winter. In the summer, however, we see it also cause the mouth infection, what we call a stomatitis, and they'll have some ulcers or sores in the mouth. But you can also see the same ulcers and sores on the hands and feet, and that's what makes it unique. And we call it hand, foot, and mouth syndrome. And it's caused from a virus, and some of the kids will run high fevers. They'll run fevers like the 101, 102 range, and they'll have the sores in the mouth and the sores on the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet.
Okay.
Very, very common pediatric illness, and we see it a lot in the summer. And actually, it's caused from a virus, naturally, and really it's only supportive care that you can do. You don't need to put anything on the hands and feet. If the kids are having a little bit of pain, you can do a little Tylenol for that. Sometimes the sores in the mouth are real painful and the children can't eat, or it's hard, difficult for them to eat and drink. We recommend non-citrus type foods, no lemonade, no tomato products.
Nothing acidic.
Yeah, nothing acidic, and also nothing crunchy or spicy, because that can aggravate the sores. Recommend cold things, so the popsicles, things that we usually eat in the summer anyway, popsicles, ice cream, snowballs will really kind of help to soothe. There's, you can make a little mixture at home of Maalox and Benadryl. One-to-one mixture, and you can also use that to soothe the mouth.
What does that do? What does that do?
Basically, it doesn't treat it because it's caused from a virus. It'll go away on its own, but it will soothe it, and it'll help the acid from building up around it, because sometimes the acid will burn the sores.
Okay. So now, this virus is just, is there any particular age group that gets this, or is it?
Most common in your toddler age, maybe like from 9 months infant-wise up to maybe 3 to 4 years of age that you'll see it.
Is there any reason, we hear, that's my first time hearing it called Coxsackie virus. I've heard hand, foot, and mouth, and I knew that, but is there any particular reason? We say it's a virus, and I know it has to run its course.
Right.
But is there any kind of preventative, in other words, is there something you can do to try to help not get this, or is
not
it just...
really? Once we start seeing the little epidemic of it, we'll see a little short outbreak in daycares. You have 1 or 2 kids that'll get it, and it's mainly a nuisance type illness than one that's that would be fatal or something like that. So it's one of those things where the kids running fever, they can't go to daycare because they don't want to get the other kids sick, so the parents can miss work, or so it's not one of those really, really bad ones. It's just one of those.
It's not one that we expect to be fatal.
Right.
Okay. And then something else that I think we see, and that's been on news lately, is E. coli.
Right. Yeah.
What is that, and why are we seeing an outbreak of that also?
No, what we're seeing, there are different types of E. coli. We carry E. coli is actually in most of our fecal matter that we have every day. But this particular type of E. coli causes a severe food poisoning. And I've actually seen a few cases of it, not since I've been out of residency, but in residency we've had, in training, we've seen cases that the E. coli was so bad that it actually caused kidney failure.
Wow.
Right. The bacteria replicates so fast that the body can't handle the infection. It causes severe dehydration, vomiting, severe diarrhea. One key to it is that you'll have bloody diarrhea. You'll see blood in the diarrhea. And the kids are really, really sick. Blood pressure drops. The bacteria itself releases a toxin, and that toxin causes the blood cells to break down.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, and then what about salmonella? You know.
Well, summertime, you're going to have a lot of picnics, a lot of potato salad. That's one
Stuff,
way.
right.
Yeah. And if
Food not refrigerated
Right,
properly.
right. And the other way you can get it too is from lizards, reptiles. So
Really?
little boys playing with the little lizards and frogs. Salmonella is there, and they can bring it home and infect the whole family.
Never knew that. Never knew.
Yes.
I don't mess with lizards and frogs anyway, but I mean, just never knew. I mean, I guess when I was a kid, yeah, we pick up, handle a frog, a little tree frog or anything like that, and the lizards. That's something to know that, you know, these animals do carry salmonella.
Yeah, the bacterial type, diarrhea can be caused by bacteria and viruses. Usually when you have a bacterial infection, you'll know it because you'll have a bloody diarrhea.
Okay.
And you'll have high fever. The vomiting can be plus or minus. Some kids have a lot of vomiting with it, some kids don't.
What's the treatment for that?
Okay, well, if you have E. coli and it's really, really bad, you're definitely going to need an antibiotic treatment. And probably if it's gotten to the point where I spoke of earlier, you're going to need a lot of supportive care.
Probably hospitalization.
Yeah, hospitalization, IV fluids. The salmonella, same thing, probably IV fluids if they're severely dehydrated. I've had a few cases of salmonella that you can basically treat at home as long as the child's not dehydrated. As long as they can take liquids, they're not vomiting enough.
Recommend Gatorade, stuff like that, Powerade.
Depending on the age of the kid, most of your infants that have diarrhea and toddler age, they'll go with the Pedialyte. Most of your toddlers, some of them will still drink a lot of Pedialyte, and we still recommend it at that age because some of the sports drinks are really not too good for their bodies because they don't have the right amounts of salt, so they have too many of one thing and not enough of the other thing for the child. So, but one trick to get the kids to drink the Pedialyte is maybe mix it a third of the sports drink with 2/3 of the
Pedialyte.
Yeah, that's a little trick just to kind of get them to take it.
All right, good. Well, we're going to take another brief break for our sponsors, and we'll come back and talk some more about summer ailments.
Sounds good.